Starting. Woo! We're live, Greg.
What is this?
The greatest song ever. Will Smith. Men in
Will
Black.
Smith.
Better turn that off.
Will he be... Here's a question we can ask. Will he be one of the rappers we find in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, man. I heard about that. Who was that? The guy?
Tupac is in the rap
and roll. It could be the rap and roll.
It should be the Rock and Roll
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame. What?
Well, one of two things. Either the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not rock and roll, or Tupac is rock and roll. But I don't know.
I
that either
actually
of those
think
are
that
true.
Tupac is cool enough that he could be rock and roll.
Maybe it could be.
Welcome to this week's show of the Justin and Greg Show.
Absolutely.
This is week 4, episode 4.
Yes,
And we have a theme song.
we do.
I want to know what you guys thought about that theme song, because it's flexible. We can do some classics in there. We can do some like a Chance the Rapper, maybe a Raccoons theme song. Whatever you guys want, vote, let us know.
So I'm distracted. I realized I didn't update the description. So if you're looking, this says episode 003. It's episode 4, and we will update this afterwards.
Kidding! So, Justin,
Yeah,
I have not seen you since last year.
that's great, Greg.
Dad joke. Hey.
Dad joke. Wah, wah.
How you doing? What's new?
good? Not. I worked out 7 days in a row.
You worked out 7 days in a
Apple
row.
Watch. Douches apply now.
Do you actually give credence to the Apple Watch for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I just gamified a little. And I drank the proper amount of water for 7 days in a row as well. Because I got a little water app that reminds me. Did I tell you? You know, I had a kidney stone?
No.
Oh, I had a kidney stone. I was rolling around the floor of the general hospital saying, help me, help me.
When was this? Recently?
No, it was about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, so you had a kidney
I had a kidney stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like the last week. But then a helpful woman came over and said, excuse me, sir, you shouldn't be down there. You don't know what kind of fluids have been on the floor.
Oh.
And then came and they got me a wheelchair.
In a hospital?
In a hospital. And I was like, give me something. Anyway, I need to drink more water. So, years. But
need to
I
have
did
a
hear this
shower,
quote.
too.
I like this quote. And it said, making New Year's resolutions is not cliche. Breaking them is. So,
Boom.
there you go.
Hashtag meta.
New Year's
That's
resolutions?
big. My New Year's resolution is this. So we shared a Simon Sinek video of millennials a while
Yep.
ago about being on your phone less. That is my New Year's resolution. I want to buy a classic alarm clock. I actually reached out to Simon on Twitter and said, will you actually buy me one? And he didn't respond.
Oh.
Simon, don't be like that. And to be on my list, so with meetings, when I'm around people, even today with phone, see, it's off. Can't get hold of me.
Perfect.
That's what I want to do. I want a present
Yeah.
in the new year. So my wife and I are watching this. That's my
Yeah. That's great.
resolution to you.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but that video's gone crazy since we talked about it on our show.
I know, and I want to
You
say,
really? Like 3 days later, my mom tags me in this video, and it's like she watched the show. She didn't realize that she was sharing the video from the show that we were talking about. Even Gormley was talking about it today. Like,
Really?
We've started something.
John.
Taking it over.
Okay, I'm not a big credit guy, but John. Really?
Pigeonhole.
Okay.
Pigeonhole. I don't know why. We have a question of the day, and if you saw the meme from earlier, it was, what was it? Big hole, big.
Big pigeon,
Big-
big hole.
Great quote from episode 001. What are other, like, pigeonhole? So I Googled it today to find out what pigeonhole was.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make heads nor tails of the Wikipedia article. Because it was like something about math formulas and containers and not having less than 2 and 1. It was bizarre. I don't know how it became pigeonhole. Anyway, bizarre one, but how about making heads nor tails? What are other stupid phrases we use that make 0 sense? We want them in the comments. I believe we have some prizes.
Heyo.
Hello, Brooding gift cards. We have a whole crew here tonight. Tyson, Mark, Megan, they're hanging
Welcome,
up.
crew.
They're going to help us pick. This is the last week I think they were giving away Brood gift.
Yeah, you
gift
mentioned
cards?
that this is the last week, and I wondered, like, are we all out of Brood gift cards? Because we have a handful or a midful.
The problem is, some reason we're still paying for these Brood Awakening. Daniel Gunter, why are we still paying for gift cards? God.
Aggressive.
Anyway, we'll find something else. Anybody want to sponsor the show?
So Jerry Seinfeld hates the phrase, "It is what it is."
I hate that phrase too.
I don't know if it goes in that, but I don't know.
No, it is what it is. Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about this week?
Oh, we got lots of good topics. You see, we upgraded with a little screen here. So if you're just tuning in,
HD
you'll know
screen.
what we're talking about here. So I think we're just going to jump in the
Here
show.
it comes. This is
You
big
ready?
moment
How
for
about
us.
this shirt, though? Come on now.
Who is that? That's from Star Wars, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. Oh,
Wow, heavy off the start,
Oh,
guys.
what keeps you at your job?
This is a weird question because there's a big push right now for entrepreneurs, right? You got Gary Vee, you got all these guys saying like, you got to start your own job and follow your dream.
Yeah.
That works for some people. And I think Gary's actually pretty honest saying, if it works for you, do it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work for you, do that.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And I respect people that want to work at a corporation and do well at it. And people that respect like startups and want to do well at that. What I want to know is, what keeps you doing what you do?
It's a good question.
Is it money? I doubt that it is. I remember doing some research, and it was money will motivate you for about 3 weeks. So if you hate your job, and your boss gives you an absurd raise, 3 weeks later you still hate your job, and you want to quit it. You just kind of have the golden handcuffs to say, do I want to? And you're going to live with regrets. So I was talking with some people about this, and we thought management has got to be a big part of why you stay at your job. Do you feel empowered with where you work?
Yeah.
Do you like the people around you? Do you feel like you can fail? Do you feel like you have to succeed? Like, I feel like leadership or management is a real big indicator of why I might stay where I am.
It's interesting because every year they basically survey managers and employees, and they take a criteria of 7 or 8 things, and they get them to rank them in order of importance of what's most important to the employee. And they ask the employee and they ask the managers. Consistently, number one thing managers put down, money. They think that is the most important thing to employees. It's usually about 3 or 4. Typically, the number one thing people want is full recognition for the work that's done. And it's interesting, that's a lot more important to people. I think it's really like, is what I'm doing, does it matter? Because that's a lot of time in the week to spend to feel like just to get a paycheck. Like
40 plus hours for most.
Yeah.
I saw this guy, his name is Cameron. He started 1-800-GOT JUNK. He's this big CEO of this conference I went to. I laugh because I'm like, that's funny. It's a funny phrase to say.
It's a funny name.
He had like this graph about employees, and on the is it the y-axis?
Sure. Yep. Up and down.
It said talent. And on the bottom it said culture. And it had 4 different sections, right?
Yeah.
It said, what do you do with the employee on this section here with low talent, low culture? What do you do? Anyone? You fire them. You get rid of them. They're useless. What do you do with the employee that has low talent, but it really fits in with the culture? You train them to get better at their job.
Right.
What do you do with the employee that is high talent, high culture? Any guesses?
Fire them.
Most people said you would promote them, right? Because that's what you do. Oh, you're a high performer. I'm going to promote you. But this guy's like, no, you don't do that. You find out what motivates them and give them that.
Right.
Maybe it's more time with their family. Maybe it's more vacation. Maybe it's a shorter workday. Maybe it's a bigger office. Whatever that is, do that because they're not guaranteed to be better at the new job.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we live in a workplace where there isn't this idea of really every person's motivated by something different and being flexible to that. And what ends up happening is like, well, you guys are doing the same job. We can't give one more money than the other person. But the other person might say, well, actually, I just want more flexibility, or maybe I want a little bit more time off, or, building those more customized packages. Yeah,
that's the world we live in.
That's the world we live in.
And to sum up the last quadrant, high talent, low culture, what do you do?
Well, I guess I'd want to know why they have no culture.
Your best salesman,
Put them
bad culture. What do you do? You fire them.
Yeah.
Because your culture is more important than their talent.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
It's interesting, even with that Simon Sinek video, it was talking about, millennials, and you haven't seen it yet. You probably have. It's everywhere on Facebook. But, talking about millennials who we've grown up in this culture where we can have anything we want right now. Or on Amazon, you get it the next day. Like, no problem. But in the job place, that doesn't always work. And I think for me, the best job I ever had was a job I kind of hated the most and almost quit like 50 times. What kept me there, honestly, was great coaches, but it was also because it was an immense challenge that I was not at the level to be able to do, and I didn't want to quit until I could prove to myself that I could do it. But it took 3 years to get to the point of actually being able to do a good job at that job, and so many nights of being so... having to come home and just sit on my couch and decide, am I actually going to go back to work tomorrow? But that was the best job I ever had because I grew so much. And just anything in life that's worth having is hard. But I think a lot of people quit their jobs too early because they haven't actually gone through the process of learning. And I think that's tough for Gen Y when it's I can't actually believe now that I made it 3 years. And it was only because the 2 great coaches that I had in that organization that kept me going. But bizarre.
Gen Y is a millennial as well, for those of you who are asking.
Sure.
And my favorite job at McDonald's. Hey,
I
McDonald's for
love
2
McDonald's,
years. People are like, why are you working at this terrible job? And it was like, well, I work with all my friends.
Absolutely.
We go to high school, we come home, we work, we flip burgers, get some free nuggets. Like, that's the dream come true.
See, McDonald's I worked at, Dewdney McDonald's in Regina. When I worked there, it was the busiest McDonald's in the province. And our team was like this mishmash of people from every different background and things. We came together and we crushed it.
Right.
And we got the recognition where we're like, we're the busiest McDonald's in the province.
Right.
And we took a lot of pride
You
in that.
mastered the cone.
Oh,
right?
I love fries. I love being on fries. Anyway, that's a
else?
long time on that question.
Longest time.
Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, what do you got? Oh, can you see?
How long do you let your car warm up, Greg?
This is a great question, and because I can be a poor planner when it comes to cars, 30 seconds or less.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it struggles. It's
Today,
not a big thing.
if you're not in Regina, this morning was minus 30, minus 41 with the wind chill. It was a little bit chilly. My car was on the street, not plugged in. But I've been seeing a lot of these articles or videos going around about how long you need to let your car warm up.
Right, so have I, but I haven't clicked on them.
Yeah, well, anyway, the gist of what most of the articles are saying is that modern cars are not like old carbureted cars. You don't need to let them warm up for longer than really
All right,
like 15 or 20 seconds.
That's me.
So when it's really cold, like they say 10 seconds. If it's like around 0, 10 seconds is all you need. But the problem is so they're like, people, you don't need to warm up your cars. When it's 30 below, I'm not warming up my car because I care about my car or don't care about my car. I'm warming it up so when I get in my car, it's warm.
Oh, right.
And it's like none of them actually address the fact that like, hey, I'm taking 2 babies and a child out into this car. I'm not taking them out in 30 below. And some people are like, well, you should just bundle up your kids. What happens when you go to the store and your child is dressed for minus 40 weather? They're miserable. They just sweat. It's gross.
Who are these people that are saying, oh, just dress your kids up more?
They don't
Are you watching this show? 'Cause stop watching this show if that's you.
That is one of the things. We live in Saskatchewan. We have to deal with this ridiculously cold weather. You know what? We're going to warm up our cars a little longer so they're a little bit warmer.
Yeah, and I'm okay with the cold weather because it kills the bugs. Because I hate bugs.
I hate bugs.
You know, I got some friends right now that are down in Mexico. They just got married. Deal with those bugs. Yeah, it's hot out there, but your Instagram doesn't have the bugs everywhere.
Whoa. Mosquitoes. Next question. What do we got?
You tell me. I'm not looking.
Should we have Uber in YQR?
Oh, one that's close to my heart.
Perfect.
So
Take
have
it
you
away.
ever used Uber before?
I have. I think twice in Atlanta. I didn't get to use the app, though. Somebody else called the Uber.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia.
Okay, so
Going
yes,
in February.
yes, we should have Uber in Regina, in YQR, in Saskatchewan. We should have it everywhere. First off, because why not?
Why not? It's a great model. If you haven't used Uber before, the basic thing is you take out your app, you open the Uber app, and you call an Uber, right? And they all pop up. You should walk us through it. You probably know better.
Okay, so I was just in
I-
Toronto for my dad's. We gave him a birthday present. He turned 60, and we used Uber everywhere we went. There was 5 of us, and so we picked like an Uber XL, which is a van. And you call your vehicle, you tell it where you want to pick it up. It gives you the driver, the review, what vehicle they're driving. They pull up, you hop in, and there's 5 or 6 of us. 5 of us going to wherever the Leafs game, wherever we were. The Leafs game, sorry. And the best part about this is, 1, I don't have to tip. But 2, I'm with 4 of the guys that are going to be paying for this vehicle with me.
Yeah.
So I just press a button and share the fare with them, and we're done. No swapping that, what they call it,
Oh my
cash. Right? None of that money stuff is swapped. It's just, it's all simple and clean. I get out, I'm happy.
I was traveling with one of my clients. We're in Toronto. Clients, it's like a business client, just so
big
we're
deal.
clear. Anyway.
One of my clients in Toronto. Yeah.
We were going through the airport, and this guy's like, oh, do you do a taxi? And we're like, sure. And it just seemed like a little bit shady, but we're like, whatever. Our hotel was close. So we like go out to the car, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is not a taxi. It's not an Uber. It's just a guy picking up people in the airport. So we like get there. It was like twice the amount of money that it ever was. And like, the guy with like credit card, he's like, oh yeah, no problem. He pulls out one of those machines, you know, the slidey machines?
No.
Yeah, he like filled out the thing and get the car. Probably lots of you have never seen those in your life anyway. It's the shadiest. That's what I love about Uber, is you get to see the reviews on the person. You know that they're like going to be reasonably solid. You know what kind of vehicle they're driving. So it's not going to be, you know, an 86 Hyundai Pony or something like that. That would be amazing though. But
Pony.
yeah.
I actually had the same experience in Boston. We were leaving a Red Sox game, and we didn't want to wait for a cab or an Uber. And this guy's like, hey, yeah, I'll give you. And we asked him, are you Uber? He says, oh, yeah, he is. And so the person I was with just runs and jumps in this stranger's vehicle. And me, being the smart guy I am, follow her.
Great. Yeah,
I'm in
absolutely.
this vehicle, close the door, he's going, where are you going? We're going to this hotel. And I realized, look around, like, I'm in a stranger's vehicle in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And, like, I have no idea what's going to happen. And so he drives us about 20 minutes and gets us to our destination. And we're like, what does this cost?
Yeah.
Because at this point, I will
Yeah.
give him anything.
Yeah.
And he says to us, whatever you think it's worth. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So we just started shelling out cash and like, just get me out of this vehicle. I don't feel safe. So make sure it's an Uber.
Yeah.
You can track them on your thing.
Yeah.
Don't.
And I get like taxi drivers being worried about Uber, but the thing is like we're going to have automated vehicles, you know, in no time, self-driving in probably 5 years, and they're all going to be out. Like Uber's going to be out. Like Uber will have bought all of them and they'll put the fleet out for sure, but if you're a taxi cab driver, start saving up for self-driving vehicle.
Yeah, and another thing to think about is we're in Saskatchewan where this show is taking place, and drinking and driving is
Yeah,
perennially a big
sure.
problem here. And so why wouldn't you
Yeah,
give
more options.
the people in Saskatchewan the opportunity to make the right
Yeah.
decision?
I honestly thought, because we were going to be going to bed so early on New Year's Eve, part of me was like, all right, we had to be home, kids, it was like 7 o'clock. I was like, if it's 10, like from 10 till 2, I should go and just drive people around. Like, it'd be kind of fun to have conversations. I might bring my camera. Be kind of fun. But the thing was, like, I think I'll get arrested because I don't have any way of actually doing this legally.
It's probably
You
illegal,
know?
yeah.
So, you know, they have to do bylaws and things, but...
Unless you're singing karaoke.
yeah,
then it's great content.
I think they know them.
Then
do you think
it's
they're set
great
up, or do you think they
content.
just randomly find those celebrities on the street?
I think it's random. There's
Next
no way
question.
you set that up.
Oh, 360-degree video, Greg. Yay or nay?
Oh, this one is not close to my heart.
Perfect.
But I did tune into the first live
Yep.
YouTube 360 video, and I thought,
YouTube?
it was on YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
360
cool.
video live. It was a concert, and meh was what I had to say
Yeah.
about that. It just felt different, like new technology does. But I couldn't wrap my mind around where I needed to watch. Like there was like the
Yeah.
main celebrity, there was backup dancers all around me, and I'm just cruising around, looking at everything, being like, this feels chaotic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the big announcement. Twitter announced that they're now doing 360-degree live videos and, you know, trying to resurrect themselves. But
Game-changing Twitter? Them? Forefront Twitter?
the only way I see it actually being useful is when we actually get VR and maybe it'll be okay. But, like, right now, have you ever been that stupid person, you got it and you got your phone and you're, like, having to, like, move your phone to see what's around? It's like, I'm sitting in bed, I'm not turning around to,
Right.
like,
'Cause we're-
see what's going on in the audience back here. Like, it's silly.
And I'm lazy.
And, like you said, I don't know what to look at. And I think losing that control is out. We already have enough trouble showing people something meaningful on a device this small. Suddenly it's like, hey, look around the whole room. Doesn't make
So
sense.
here's
but-
where I think it's going to pay off. And just join with me in the future for a couple minutes. It's going to pay off in live sports. So when you're
Oh,
sitting on
yeah,
your couch
absolutely.
watching the NFL, the NHL, any sort of sporting event, imagine being thrust into wherever you are and having the ability to see and hear in 360 degrees. Live.
Well, not only that, because I know somebody whose friend is working on this technology, is you could be sitting, you know, courtside at the Lakers game, and then your three friends are with you, but they're in other parts of the world. But when you're in VR, you look over and, hey, there's Mark and there's Tyson, and you're talking to each other and you're kind of experiencing it together.
Right?
That'll be cool.
That's a thing. And that you can monetize, and you go, oh, these big billionaires that want
Yeah.
to keep making money for some reason are going to want to do this. If you're a billionaire watching this show, just ask me a question. Like, how much is enough? Like, is it a billion? No, I'm going to make $2 billion.
I saw Kevin O'Leary. You know Kevin O'Leary. He was on Facebook Live today. Our show quality was much better than his on Facebook Live.
You know what?
Gotta
I
say.
don't doubt that. Kevin, you're fired. Oh, that's the wrong show. Anyway, no politics in this show.
Next question.
How we doing for time, Mark?
You are
Loving it.
9 minutes left.
Oh boy.
11 minutes left.
11 minutes left. All right.
11.
We're discussing right meow. Do we even need teachers anymore, Greg?
Ooh.
That's big.
Oh. Man, let's just give it a minute here to sink in.
10 minutes left.
Oh, is the art of teaching dead is what I want to know. And here's where I come at this. So I was in university at one point in my life, and there was
Yeah.
really good profs and really bad profs. Really good profs. There was a prof that was teaching me. It was survey methodology, the art of creating a good survey. Which, if you're watching this show, you're like, what? Right? And that's what I should have been like. What? I walked out
my
of every
God.
one of her classes.
Yeah.
She was an award-winning prof at the UFC, being like, I'm committing my life to designing the best surveys. It was like this force field
Yeah.
of survey methodology, and I walked out and I was like, what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go do this show with Justin. But But then there's other
Good
profs
choice. Yeah.
that can suck the life out
Yeah.
of something that I love.
They could teach you how to do Facebook Live show, and you'd want to blow your brains.
Yeah, I'd be like, this sucks. I don't care. Which leads me to the internet. So information is available everywhere all the time. And before you start judging me, I'm not promoting that we
Yeah.
should just teach ourselves this stuff, even though you can if you're so inclined. What I'm promoting is we have some of the best lectures on the planet available to us all over the place.
Yeah.
So if you are the best lecturer in the world and you're located in Sweden, why can you not teach me my subject here in Regina via the internet or YouTube? It doesn't have to be live, but if you are that award-winning prof, beam you into the room or like show me a video of you and have the teachers and profs that are in those classes now facilitate the discussion.
Yeah, and I think even more than facilitating is building the relationships and taking the concepts and making sure that they apply in different ways to the different students in the classroom because they're going to know that. But I think, yeah, there's like, because not everybody's like a great public speaker.
No,
Not
there's
everybody's
lots
a
that are.
great communicator, but there's people with different strengths. And I think allowing teachers with different strengths to, maybe some of them are, they should be the one presenting it, but then maybe somebody else should come in and build a relationship with the kids. Or I don't know, like, but being a little bit more flexible to that because it makes a world of difference when you're getting taught something by somebody who gets it and knows how to communicate it than
Absolutely.
somebody else.
It's actually night and day difference. So the idea of ratemyprofessor.com, why should my education depend on the ability or inability
Right.
of these profs to be able to teach their class, right? The profs are there oftentimes just to research. So why should I have to be able to pick my classes and get the good profs, and that dictates my GPA, which could dictate my job at the end of the year? I don't think so.
No.
Change the game and make it better.
I don't know if you heard about the news where they were trying to there was this thing about banning teachers from just showing slides during their classes, like, and going through slides. And I'm like, how is that still a thing? Like, how much quicker could you learn, like, where profs, and this, I'm sure some of you guys have had this happen. I haven't gone to university, so I haven't seen this, but where a prof just basically reads through their slides on the slideshow. Have you ever had that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? Like, just give me the deck. I'll read it in 5 minutes and move on. Because there's
Find the good stuff.
nothing going on beyond that, it seems. But
Or a
facilitate
PowerPoint.
the question, connect with the people. Anyway.
You get a PowerPoint
crazy.
presentation that is just jammed full of like the entire dictionary, and they just sit there and they read it to you, and you're like, this
my
doesn't
God.
make any sense at all.
That's awful.
If that's you, come on, man.
Come on.
Come on.
Get out of the way.
That's a good segment. Come on, man.
Obviously, it's bigger than teachers.
Write
Like,
that down.
it's not just the teachers, right? It's a bigger system. Anyway,
All
interesting.
right. We got time for like maybe one more question.
I
What
think
is
we're on the
it?
last one.
Is this it?
New Year's resolutions you made.
Resolutions.
I think we already kind of talked about that.
That's funny.
Yeah, resolutions. This is different.
Resolutions. All right, spelling Nazis. Like, relax. It was an accident.
It was.
Resolutions. Do you have any resolutions, Mark? If there's anyone out there that has resolutions, let us know.
Resolutions.
Actually, I'll tell you something about mine in the past. A lot of people
Yeah.
say these don't work. In the past, I've said, okay, it's January 1st. This year, I'm not going to drink soda. Or for you Canadians, pop.
Good choice.
And I decided that that was going to be the case. I knew it wasn't healthy for me. I did it. For a whole year, I
Wow.
drank no pop. Actually,
Kept resolution.
I had one pop on a boat while I was scuba diving in Thailand, so lay off.
No, not happening.
What?
It's fine.
And the year prior, I said no cream or sugar in my coffee, straight black coffee. I'm on 3 years straight of black coffee. So it's kind of like,
Impressive.
I know New Year's resolutions, they kind of suck
Yeah.
because it's like, why are you choosing now
Yeah.
to do these things? But it's better now than never, right? That's going to be a song. Mariah Carey, did she sing that song?
I have
New Year's
never
Eve?
once in my life. Oh God, that was awful. Whoa. I've never once in my life made a New Year's resolution.
So
Not
you're
once.
like stubborn now.
But yeah, like that just wouldn't work for me. But for me, basically, the way that I make a change in my life is I have to think about it for about 6 months and then I decide to do it. So I gotta like work into it.
What are you thinking about now? On
Um,
the spot, Johnny. Johnny on the spot. Hey, there's a thing. What does that mean, Johnny on the spot? Where does
Johnny
that come
on the
from?
spot. Another one. Somebody Google it. Tell us. Well, I mean, we talked about like the workout and being healthier. I turned 30 in 8 days.
Woof.
And so, big things. My other one is, I've just been noticing lots. 16 was the year where I realized that a lot of the stuff, there was a lot of things I was afraid to do.
2016 or when you were 16?
No, 2016.
Okay.
There was a lot of things that I didn't want to do because I was afraid to do them. 2017 is the year I'm going to do some things that I'm afraid to do.
Ooh, like scuba diving.
No, mostly just like in the business thing.
Oh,
Okay, so we
right.
started House of Cards. I think you've seen House of Cards.
Oh my goodness, I love politics.
He loves
Next
politics.
question.
It was kind of a fascinating thing, though. But you're watching Kevin Spacey go through, all these situations where he's in deep and he's crazy. And it came out of my mouth and I'm like, oh, I could never do that. Like, it's too awkward for me. Or I couldn't. And I thought, that isn't something I should say.
So, clarity, you're going to get in deep in a conversation and do something awkward.
Absolutely.
I'm in! Where do I sign? That sounds like a good
30
idea.
minutes Tuesday nights.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah,
Nice.
you are in.
Speaking of awkward.
Awkward. Did we get any decent comments?
You have a few comments, yes.
We got to. Did anybody actually answer the question? We should go back to this.
You know what I want to
Somebody
know?
wants to do
So
this.
that's producer Mark in the background
Yeah.
making, you got a few comments.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, if you're an artist out there, draw this guy.
Yeah,
Let us know what you
exactly.
think he
Yes.
looks like.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, this is like producer Mark, the voice
See,
and the face you'll never see.
We're,
But
we're trying to feel good about the show here. Trying to feel pumped up, and I'm not trying to be like, man, Greg's stealing the show tonight. Like, how are we doing? Are we doing good? And it's like, hey, did we get any comments? Well, you got a few.
got a few comments.
You got a few. You probably got 3. Nobody's really watching.
Yeah, and if you
Peak
draw-
Live viewers 4.
If you draw a
It's
Lego
terrible.
head, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's mean. Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He might normally have a beard, but he doesn't tonight.
We do have a gift card to give away.
Yeah.
Mark, did anyone outside of me, Johnny on the spot, come up with something that doesn't make sense that we use anymore?
Darkest Before the Dawn was the best one I saw.
Darkest before dawn.
It's always the darkest before the dawn.
Is that true, though?
Well, that's what it's pointless.
We're saying... No?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a useless. I mean, it is dark before
There's
dawn,
no
but is it the
tit for
darkest?
tat.
Oh, tit for tat! Who's tit for tat?
Mayor Liskey.
Mayor
Liskey! Oh, he's here. That's. What does that mean?
Yeah, I
Mayor
gotta
Liskey?
know.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. Oh man,
I
tit
gotta
for tat.
know.
It is now my assignment to use that at least 5 times this week.
That's the goal. That's the challenge of the week.
So we'll go like tit for tat.
We'll go tit for tat. I cannot wait. If you're gonna meet with me tomorrow, and you know who you are,
Yeah.
it's coming out.
Yeah,
Twice.
Awkward
things. Oh, that's your resolution.
Yeah, awkward conversations in deep.
So that's
Tit
the
for
show
tat.
this week.
That's the show this week.
Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We should put this out there. We're actually going to be doing a live audience. So if you're interested in coming down to the show and tuning in and being a part of the live studio audience, message us, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to fill this room full of creepy strangers in my home. We're stopping the broadcast there.
Message.
Oh, I forgot the outro song. I found this Eye of the Tiger song by the, I don't know, Rural Albertan something. It was good.
We got
just a little
strangers in the house. Hey, I'm down.
yeah, I mean, you're down. It's not your house.
I got nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's great.
Come on down.
Woo!
That's scary, actually.
Yeah. No,